Coastline, good morning. Great to be with you today. I want to talk to you about what it means to hunger and thirst for righteousness. And I want to open our time with asking us all a question. And the question is, would you agree that having an appetite, especially a healthy appetite, is necessary for life, for our physical bodies? And I would assume, after asking this question, you would all, or most all, would agree that is yes, that it is necessary and very important to have an appetite for our physical bodies. I know as a parent, seeing my kids have an appetite for especially good food, it gives me great joy, and I know they get enjoyment from it because it strengthens them, it gives them a good attitude, they sleep better at night, and ultimately having an appetite helps them grow. On the contrary, I think you and I would both agree too that if we didn't have an appetite, it would indicate that there's something wrong, that there's a problem inside. And as we think about these things, it's interesting that these same facts about the physical body are very similar and true about the soul of the believer. How? Well, as God has designed each human being to have an appetite for food and drink for our physical bodies, Jesus in Matthew 5:6 is saying that his followers should have an appetite for him and his righteousness. Matthew 5:6 says, "Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled." I love that promise. And so, what does it mean? Let's talk about what's it mean to hunger and thirst, as Jesus says, for righteousness. In this context, Jesus is speaking about being hungry and thirsty simply for him, his character, his nature, desiring God's way of thinking, how he feels, how he acts. I love how J.C. Ryle says, "This beatitude describes those who hunger and thirst for God's righteousness, or those who desire above all things to be entirely conformed to the mind of God." I thought that was really well said. King David, for example, he was a man after God's own heart, but he had an appetite for God, his God. Psalm 63 says, "O God, you are my God. Early will I seek you. My soul thirsts for you. My flesh longs for you." And so this morning, I want to ask us as a church, are we people who hunger and thirst for God and his righteousness? Today, do you want to be happy? Of course we want to be happy. I think everybody would agree we want to be happy. Do you want to be spiritually full? Do you want to be satisfied? Well, Jesus says, hunger and thirst for him, for his righteousness. And his character, pursue him, desire him. And also I want to encourage you today, if you're driving, walking, if you're in your house, wherever you are at work, just pray. Pray and ask the Holy Spirit to teach you, to help you to walk in his ways, and he will. And again, like Jesus promised, he will fill you up. So may the Lord bless and keep you today and shine his face upon you. Love you guys, and I will see you on Sunday.